The next topic is now when things are going to be done. Remember we said that a project is time limited, and now we're going to talk about when things happen. You know, in the project life cycle we are doing different things at different points in time. So the next question will deal with what will we actually do. So if I write something like this, this is supposed to illustrate the life cycle of a project. It has a defined start and a defined end. During the life cycle we are doing different things. To start with, we look at the initiation of the project. We make investigation of if this is viable for us. Is this something that we can do? Is this in line with the normal operations that we have within our organization? If we think that it is, we want to plan it in some details. So we go into the next phase, which we call the planning phase. Now we are looking into details. What will happen? When would we do things? How much would it cost? So at the end of the planning phase, we will produce a document that describes what we are going to do in the remainder of the project. If we think that this is a good idea, we will go into the implementation phase of the project. Now we will follow our project plan and actually do the job. And once we have done the job, delivered the result, we are coming to the closure of the project. And that is very important. We need to close the project properly. We need to finalize everything. And there are several reasons for that. Among them are, for example, that we need to learn from what we have done in the project. So if we look at these phases now, well, this is of course a general description. Different organizations have different descriptions of this, but in general you can break it down to something like this. You start off here at the very start of the project, that you have an idea. This is something that we want to do. You don't really know exactly what it is yet, but you start by doing an investigation. Is it possible to make any money out of this? Does it fit into our organization? Do we have the resources to do it? So at the end of the initiating phase, we are starting to get something that resembles the triangle that we described last time. Still, it's very blurry. We don't know exactly what it is, but we have a fair picture of it. A picture good enough for us to be able to take a decision. That is, whether we should proceed or not with this. So let's mark that with this symbol, say that here we need to take a decision whether we should go on with this or not. The next step then is to try and make this picture a lot clearer. So what we do is we now break it down into detail, what we are going to do, how much it's going to cost, when we are going to do it. So at the end of the planning phase, we have a picture that is sharper. Perhaps not entirely sharp, but at least sharper. Sharp enough for us to say, yes, we should do this, or no, this is nothing for us. And this triangle, as we described last time, is then defined by the budget, the time, and the scope. And this now forms the basis for the decision whether we should proceed or not, so we take a decision here again. This is written down in what we call the project plan. So the project plan is the document that takes us over that hurdle, project plan, to go into the implementation phase. During the implementation phase, a lot of things will happen. As a project manager, I have to deal with changes, I have to deal with new customer ideas, etc. So in the end of the implementation, when we are going to deliver, what we will deliver is probably something that is not identical to this one. It might look very different, so we might deliver something that looks like that, because there has been changes to the original idea. And during the closing phase then, we write a document. We document what we did. Remember, it needs to feed back not only what we did, but also how we did it. How come that we ended up with that result? What happened during the different phases of the project? So this now describes what is happening during the project when.